Tigers Talk. Gav, how are you, mate?
Bloody terrific, mate.
Bloody terrific, eh? How about that? At least you are happy. Hey, none more happier than taking out South last weekend. Semi-final football came early, didn't it?
Yeah, look, it did. A very good win by the Tigers, obviously. Church, you'd be very happy with that result, no doubt. I believe from talking to the few of the players and the coach as well that they possibly could have won by a bigger score, but some decisions didn't quite go their way.
The Magpies didn't go away either, as they do when there's cyclists around.
No, they actually scored more tries than the Tigers in the outing, and it's just the goal kicking that sort of let the Tigers down a little bit, but not enough that they still got the win.
Yeah, it's a bit disjointed also for the Tigers because they've got to bye this weekend in Cup.
Oh, mate, I think that's a blessing in disguise. And, just to freshen up a little bit before the finals. They got a big game the week after as well against Wynnum, which will be a traditional derby as well. So yeah. I'd love that to have a bye. Yeah, so the Cup boys not there, but the Colts are playing on Saturday night. I caught up with their coach, Jody Barlow, and also caught up with Jack Miers, who's played a bit of Cup and BRL minor premiers. So everything's looking nice in the lower grades here at Totally Workwear. Yeah, it is. They're coming along very well. The Colts great as well. They've got that. As you say, a big game this Friday night. If they can have a good win, they'll cement that top 4 spot. Sorry, mate. I've got Jack Denson from the Colts to have a bit of a chat to and to see how the club's travelling at the moment.
It's been a big year, hasn't it, for the Tigers? Obviously, the new stadium and all that sort of stuff as well. So it's everything seems good, and obviously the NRL bid is obviously on the plate as well. But anyway, here's the interviews. We'll come back shortly after all these, but check this out. It's a lot of fun. All right, welcome back to Tigers Talk. To my right, I first saw this guy play footy, and it was at West. You were playing Valleys at the time, and I was commentating, and I was calling out your surname. And this old guy gives it to me. He says, it's Miers, not Miers. And not for the first time I've got the names wrong here. Jack Miers, mate. Back in the day, you were playing for Valleys. That's where it all started, pretty much.
Yeah, I was at Norse at the time. Pretty much come through playing at Norse the whole way through, and then went to Valleys for BRL. I think we versed West that game.
Yep.
Rivalry round. When I think I was still eligible for Colts 20s, and then just back and forth between Cup and BRL Valleys, and now over at Bulimba and East. Yeah,
you've played something great. You when you were with Valleys, playing with Scott Prince. Learn a bit there.
Yeah, he's a character. I like Princey. Yeah. He taught me a lot. Like as a half. Like I was playing 9 at the time, but still just taking tips off him.
Because you're a playmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially. Whether you play 6, 9, or even if you went back to 1, I think.
Anyway.
Yeah, so great job. Mark Liddon's at the club here. Now, he's coached you.
He gave me my debut at Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2016 versus South.
Yep.
We didn't get the job done. We had nobody, and they had everyone back from Bronx. So that was unfortunate, but I always got a lot of time for good, eh?
Yeah.
Had faith in me back then and still has faith in me now.
Yeah. Now, not a lot of players get to wear the maroon. You've had that opportunity? Tell us about that.
Yeah, Queensland Rangers. So that was, I had 16s as well, but probably Rangers was a little bit more important for me.
Yeah.
Played with Hopi here. We were both 9s battling out for the same spot at the time. And
God, you two on the same team.
We're punishers. Absolute punishers. I tell you. Proper trouble. And we had a room together and everything.
Street.
But it was a good opportunity. Like, same thing. We didn't get the result that day. But, it was an experience, whole week in camp and stuff. It was good fun.
Now, look, one thing I've got to say about it is patience, mate. Now, if you do a bit of goal kicking, you're a patient man. So, look, there's a couple of photos here I want you to have a look at. So, here's the first one. You're a patient man. No footy. You're just ready to kick the ball. There's no footy, no kicking to you, nothing. So, and eventually it turned up.
Bet you I got that one, though.
There you go. Did you get that one? And you actually changed jersey. That's how long you waited for the footy for. So well done there. But goal kicking, do you like that? Do you enjoy the pressure there?
Yeah, I like to control as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's probably a little bit arrogant, but
okay,
I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's my next question. Now, as a half, I sometimes say that you probably overplay your hand because of your enthusiasm. You play eyes up footy, and the BRL you had that opportunity to actually play your style of footy.
Yeah.
When it comes to cup level, obviously you got to change it a little bit more structured. Do you enjoy those two styles of play that you have to play?
Yeah, I'm always erratic.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm.
But if
erratic.
you don't know what you're doing as opposition,
nah.
Oh.
But I've probably learnt a little bit in 2020, 2021 with Rhett Tronk, Rowan Smith, and Jack Ahern. They probably guided me a little bit to be more calmer, think, what do I need now? What's the best play for the team, not just what do I see?
Yeah.
And just trying to take that every game now is probably progressed my footy long term as well. When I'm at 9, when I'm at half, I'm a lot more calmer than when you would have seen me in 2016.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're a kid on a red quarter without water back in those days. Balimba, you've played a lot of footy with those guys. Minor premiership and Mitch Edwards and the boys there. Last weekend, a very emotional day here for Indigenous Australia, and Michael Purcell remembered for his number 1 jersey, and that was retired for that game. So a lot of passion down there at Balimba. There's no reason why you can't go all the way with that sort of belief at Balmoral.
Yeah, no, we have that belief. Like since day one, whenever us East boys go back there, we're going there to win the comp. Like obviously we all want to be playing cup here for the Tigers, but like sometimes it just doesn't work out that you get to play that week and you go down there, you got to just keep performing. And Mitchie's been really good, Oggie's been good, all the Balimba boys buy into what we want to do, as well as us buying into what they want to do as well.
And obviously half a dozen more games of cup.
It's good. I'm slowly ticking them up.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the Storm haven't had any injuries and neither of the cup boys to a degree here. So the whole thing's, obviously with Colts, both sides are in the top 4, and then Balimba's in number 1 spot. So everything seems to be working in the Tigers' colours.
Yeah, no, we've got a good system.
Yeah.
We got good depth. Like Balimba, we're killing it. We got Natty, who's played over 50 cup games playing Balimba. I'm close to 50 at Balimba. So Mone's a young kid coming through, playing real good footy. Taj, same thing, young kid coming through, good footy.
Well, from way back then when your old grandfather was giving it to me on the sidelines to where you are now, mate, you've come a long way. You've still got a long way to go. You're enjoying your footy. I love watching you play. It's a case of fingers between the eyes of your coach, what's he going to do this time? But it's paid off, and I think you've earned a lot more respect now from back in those days, and because you've actually...
I was a kid back then. Everyone knew I was a kid, and they treated me like that, and now I think, probably a bit more mature. And only just, not by much.
All right. Well, I'll let you go and talk to Glitto because you're back there, and Matty Church as well. So, Churchy, you got your last name right, mate, so stop giving it to me.
Back here with Jack Denson at Tigers Talk. Sorry, Jack, just a bit of a stumble there at the start of the conversation, mate. You're a 30-year-old Blues supporter coming up from New South Wales, from Casino, I think it was. So how has that come about? What's brought you to Brisbane, mate?
Yeah, so I was originally from Casino, grew up there my whole life, and then 2019 moved up to go to school at TSS, play rugby there, and then went from year 10 to year 12 there, and then come up here straight after school.
So a rugby background all through your juniors, or was there some league there as well?
Yeah, I played a couple of league games in Casino, probably 1 or 2 years, but always played rugby.
So why the late changeover? What brought about the league interest?
I don't know. Not sure, really.
Did you have some persuasive friends or something that were playing league, or you just liked the game better? Because it is a better game.
Yeah, there's a fair bit more opportunity in league as well compared to rugby.
Okay.
So that was sort of one of the main reasons.
You've had a bit of a checkered path recently as well, with a couple of knee recos and a what was it, a shoulder, I think, a dislocated shoulder. So
shoulder.
How's the recovery going? How's the fitness?
Yeah, it's going good. Been a rough few years, but back now and got a full season. So hopefully next year will be a bit better.
So how far apart were the ACLs?
So the first one was in 2020, and then the second one was 2022.
How? I mean, I see these people that do the ACLs, touch wood. I was never had that injury, but it's such a long-term injury to recover from. How did you go about, like the mental side of it, like just not being able to play and then just having to work your way back into fitness?
So the first one I did all right with. Like I got back in 9 months, so it was pretty good. Yeah. I did it all in the off-season and made it back for round 1.
Yeah, okay, good.
So that was good, but the second one was a bit longer. That was pretty tough. It was 14 months, so... long time on the sideline, but it's good to be back. Yeah,
absolutely. Now, speaking of back, you're back playing again now following the recent injury with the shoulder. Yeah. Down at the under-20s, down at Carina. So how's that travelling along? Yeah,
it's been good. The under-20s have been going real well, actually. So got finals next week, so should be good.
Yeah. Have you been up with Glitto? Do you train with them as well? Do you get the opportunity to train with the boys out here at all?
Yeah, I train here during the week, Monday, Wednesday, and then go back to Carina on Fridays.
So you'd be looking forward to, I think you said you've got another season yet in the Colts grade. So you'd be looking forward to making your mark in that grade as well?
Yeah, got another season next year. So hopefully get into the Colts squad then.
And how's the Carina Tigers going in the 20s comp this year?
Yeah, they've been going real well. I think they're second on the ladder at the moment.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So there'll be finals football involved.
Yeah, for sure.
You'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Big games at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Look, all the best. Hopefully, touch wood, we don't get any more little long-term injuries or short-term injuries at all in your career for the time being. But thanks for joining us on Tiger TV and sharing your career with us.
So easy. Thank you very much.
I've known this gentleman to my right for a very, very long time. Jody Barlow, how are you?
I'm very good, mate.
I see you in the green and red, and now you're in the black and orange, mate. Bring some experience here. The Tigers going well for Colts, mate. Large to do with you and the relationship you have with Glitto, to a degree?
Oh, it's got nothing to do with Glitto.
Of course it has.
All the other coaches are the ones that's done it. No, the boys are going really well. Good bunch of kids. They're really bought into what we wanted to and how we wanted to play footy, how Glitto wanted to do things. Obviously, I do things more so from the defensive stuff, so they're bought into that. I probably brought a bit of a harder edge to them.
Yep.
And we bashed them at the start of the year. There's probably no other way to put it. And they come through really well. They've stuck to our processes really well. They've responded really well, and they're playing really well.
And injuries have been minimal, which has been good.
A couple of the key guys haven't been hurt, and everyone's a key player. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. But,
key positions.
We have been pretty lucky, touch wood, because we've got some important games coming up.
And you've had some players that go up and did a little bit of cup as well, which is good.
Personally, I think there's probably at least 6 or 7 players out of this group that I think have definitely got cup in them, and a couple of fringe guys that have got cup, I think. And that'll be exciting for someone like myself and Glitto and the coaches to look at in the coming years, because that's why we do it, and that's why you work with the younger generation.
Learn a lot from Tweed?
Yeah, Tweed were better than what I think we paid homage. Down there, I think they're a different side. I think away from there, I don't think they're as good, but they're a grinding team, and we didn't finish the game the way we should have. We got into a position where we're in front. We should have iced the game. We didn't, but those things you learn from. So,
yeah, you learn more from a loss than you do from a win.
100%.
Friday night you take on the Jets. Now, Friday night footy, normally kids at Colts are Friday are either on gaming or they're out with their mates or whatever. You excited about this little concept Friday night? I think they'll have a great time.
Jeez, it's been a long time since I've had a Friday night game. But look, there's a couple of incentives out there for our boys. Like, we beat Ipswich this week, we're guaranteed top 4, and whatever position in that top 4 we land, that's where we are. Glitto made it really clear the other night that in the last 3 years they've been striving to make that top 4 to give us 2 bites of the cherry into the finals. So that's a really big incentive for the boys to get that done. And they've worked so hard this year. It'd be disappointing to go out there and against the bottom side. And they're going to be desperate. It's their last game of the year. Yeah. They're going to want to get on the drink afterwards and have fun, but they want to do it on a high rather than a loss. But we've got plenty to play for, and I'm pretty confident in our group that they'll get the job done.
Certainly encourage the Cup boys to come down there and support the Colts there on Friday night before they go out. Now, Jody, yourself, mate, back in the day, a contender for the Sopranos, basically because of something like this. I mean, look at that. You look like one of the Soprano boys there, but apparently you didn't get the gig because of what happened afterwards.
It's a carve up here.
There you go. So
Glitto's been doing his best work here. Have we got a photo of the Oxygen thief himself?
Well, there is a photo of Glitto, but it's down here. There it is. You sit down there.
Quite get into
he jumps up.
Well, I must say, I'll probably preference not say anything first, but there's probably worse photos than that. He's probably got them coming.
Most certainly. Well, we'll see what happens. But anyway, Glitto was not to blame totally. Hey, but yourself, Jody, with that. The Colts last year, they fell short. So even though it's still Mark Liddon and yourself coaching this year, coaches are learning as well.
Yeah, look, I think Glitto's one of Glitto's good things. He gets good people around him, and that's something that Glitto's always done. And he's a good guy. And I go on record by saying that. Yeah. So people do want to work with him genuinely, because he actually. He's a very good coach in his own right, but he actually lets his assistant coaches coach, which is it's a real testament to him. Young Eli Daunt, I think Eli will be a fantastic coach. Yeah. He's only just out. He's just finished his footy stuff. Whether he plays again or not, that's up to him. But I think if he wants to go on and coach, that's definitely something that he can do. I think he holds himself really well. He speaks really well, and he knows the game really well. So And I know he's been a huge help with the playing group and Glitto and ourselves to get us to where we are too.
No doubt your goal is to head coach yourself one day. Obviously, you're on a learning curve, or have you?
My learning curve's gone like that. Look, to be honest with you, I had a year off last year.
Yep.
Self-imposed or other imposed, whatever people come up with there. But I missed the game, and inherently, I've been lucky enough to be around some really good groups, really good playing groups. Gone to, with Intrust Super Cup, gone to a couple of grand finals, we win them.
Yep.
Unfortunately, didn't win them, but that process, has got me some friends for life, and you never take that back. I learned from a really good coach in Adam Brodson, still what I classify as the best coach that I ever worked from. So I've ticked a lot of boxes from in a coaching point of view, and I don't need to tick any more others. If other things come along, they come along. But I'm certainly not out there chasing. I'm really happy doing what I'm doing with Glitto and the boys, and I think the rewards I get is seeing people grow and respond to what we're teaching them and how we gel as a team and all that sort of stuff. That's what I get out of the game.
Yeah, basically, I mean, and for yourself and with Glitto, you go away for a year. Jason Delizio was disheartened at one time. I said, go away from a yearly, and then you come back a better person. You really miss the game, you actually bring something to it. Look, from what I see, you're coaching, mate, you've given some kudos to other people, but I've seen you coach. You are very good at what you do, and I'm not going to use Mitch Edwards' words right here, but if you know what I mean, you stick with it. You never know where it'll take you, but you're really enjoying your footy, and it's always good to see Jody Barlow on the sidelines. And mate, all the best, and hopefully we'll see a few more of those photos.
Mate, it's just good to keep it simple, stupid, and do it really well. But I also want to thank the East Club for giving me the opportunity, and Glitto for inviting me back to come help him. And to be honest with you, it's all about the boys of the group. They're a really good bunch of boys, and I hope the best for them coming into the finals now. They've worked really hard. I hope we can ice it, and we'll. I know them as a unit are very tight, and that's what we want to see out of them. Hopefully, we can come home with the chocolates.
Jody Barlow, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. All right, back at Tully Workwear Stadium, big weekend coming up here at Cooperoo.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, look, there is. Obviously the Colts are playing away from home, I believe, against the Jets, and that's a very important win. But we got a couple of ladies NRLW games here on Saturday afternoon. So if you're not doing anything, get down. We've seen them on TV. I've seen a few of the games, and it's come quite a long way. The competition in 3 or 4 short years of being in vogue. So it's really skillful. They're getting more professional all the time as well, and the football is. I sort of look at it liken it to maybe 20 or 30 years ago when one low, one high, sort of tackling wise and so forth. But really, really good to watch.
Yeah, things progress. If you look at the Harker back 30 years ago, oh my God. But anyway, that's another story. Also, just breaking, the BRL Grand Finals will be here also on September the 9th, I believe. So that's on as well. And there's another NRLW between now and then as well. So. Yes. There's a lot happening in the semi-final, so Tully Workwear Stadium is a place to be to get all your footy in. And for a lot of people trying to behave. But good luck to the Colts on Friday night.
Yep.
All right, mate. See you next week.
Thanks, bud.